New England Fan Fest continues with Dangerous Danny Davis.
How you doing today? Welcome.
Good. Leonard Kaplan, in case you've forgotten, I'm sure you didn't remember that.
I'll remember you next
Remember
time.
the face.
I remember the face. I think I made fun of you last time.
Yeah, you did.
We had a great time.
You did. He had a great time. Anyway, you have a book now. And can you tell us the gist of this, your whole wrestling career or your whole life, or what is it?
What this book is, it's part of my career as wrestling, but beforehand, when I was a kid in the streets, I was a street kid, and I had some hard times, and I came up through the ranks of wrestling, and then I became, as everyone knows, Dangerous Danny Davis. Before that, Mr. X, and I was on one of the biggest stages in the world, you know, WrestleMania 3, Daddy, that was it. And I was in wrestling at a time when wrestling was the greatest time for any time.
Well, you were in during the Hogan era, as I can say, right?
Anybody who was anybody was in that time. There's Marty Jannetty, Tugboats here, and a host of others that were in it. The Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant, is here today. And this is what this is about. This is the greatest time of wrestling that ever was, ever will be. Pardon the pun.
Best there was.
That's right. And I was part of that. And you were part of that, I'm sure. And the fans were part of that. And it was a great time. And now I've written a book, as you said, Dangerous Danny Davis. The title of the book is Mr. X, the story of Dangerous Danny Davis. And that book is an inspirational book for young adults to get a hold of their dreams and fulfill those dreams. And nothing happens by magic. It takes a lot of hard work, as I did, and it's all in the book. I've wrestled with some of the greats, Bruno Sammartino, Jason Snake Roberts, the Honky Tonk Man, you name it, I was in the ring with them. And from a street kid, coming from nothing, and to reach the plateau that I reached, and everybody asked me, how does that feel? You don't know unless you've really achieved that in your own life.
Now, as I recall, before the Dangerous Danny Davis era, you were straight-on referee, and you didn't have storylines. Is that correct?
That's right. Just straight on. And I was fortunate enough to be in, as we said before, in a time of wrestling where we did things that were never done before. You know, the people that were in there, the Hulk Hogans, you know, the Freddie Blas, you know, all those people that were part of that before us, you know, without them, we wouldn't have had what we had either. So we have to give tribute to the people, you know, the Bruno Sammartinos and Haystacks Calhouns and the Jay Strongbows and all those people that came before us. Those are the people that we had to thank. And the kids today should show respect for us, what we did for wrestling, because without that, I don't think there would be anything for them today.
I agree with that. Now, what's your opinion on the current state of professional wrestling? Do you think that they're faithfully following the standards set by your generation?
Well, things evolve, and wrestling is a sport that has to evolve or die. And right now, the evolution of wrestling is turned in such a way that, well, I don't know if the people before me thought that our generation was different, but we brought it to such heights, and I don't think 30 years from now, we'll be talking about the people that are in wrestling now like we do today. These conventions will be haphazard. They won't be like they are today. Nothing like that.
That's a very interesting point of view, which I actually agree with, because there's nothing memorable or groundbreaking that's going on right now. I'm not sure I can put my finger on why. Do you think you can?
No, I don't think so either. I think that they don't have the talent that we had. They don't have the dedication that we have. I think it's all like other sports now. It's all a money thing. They don't do it for the pleasure. We used to wrestle for $50 a night. And then before me, during the Depression, these guys used to wrestle in barns for nickels and dimes a night. You know, and they kept the traditions going. And people were dedicated to the wrestling business. Today, you can get a pair of tights, a pair of boots, and go to a promoter and say, look, I'd like to wrestle tonight, and fine, they put you in the ring. There's no respect for the business, in my opinion.
Have you ever met any wrestlers before the Bruno era, and what did you think of them?
Such as who?
Such as Buddy Rogers or Lou Thez, let's see, Nature Boy Buddy Rogers, Lou Thez, Strangler Lewis, that's way back.
I've met them all along the way, but after, you know, they were older, obviously. In my book, you speak of Buddy Rogers, I have a picture with him. shaking hands with him as a referee and stuff like that. Haystacks Calhoun's, and the guys, people that you mentioned, yes. And they all used to come to the shows and come into the dressing rooms, and everybody stood up that was in there and shook their hand and showed respect for them people. Today you walk into a dressing room and they don't even care who you are. It's really, really a changed business.
It was definitely a mystique about somebody like an Antonino Rocca.
You bow to him. You bow to him. You know, I watched this stuff on YouTube today. Fortunately, I have that, and I watched them old matches. Gorgeous George, Haystacks Calhoun, and the list goes on, as I say. And you watch how those guys worked and how hard they worked. Freddie Blassie in his day, what a performer. You know, what a man. And all these guys, they were just so great. And I understand now, and as I understood before because I studied it when I was coming up in the wrestling business, how these people brought the business to where they could.
Thank you very much. You got some people waiting for you here, so we're going to say so long.
All right. Don't forget, Mr. Ray, the story of Dangerous Danny Davis. You can buy it on Amazon. You can go to my website, dangerousdannydavis.com, or like me on Facebook, Dangerous Danny Davis. Thanks a lot, kid.